Welcome back, everyone, to Premier Hotspur TV. It's been a long time coming. We've been off for I think it's over 6, 7, 8 months, Matt. I don't know when's the last time we've done it, but yes, welcome back, guys, and welcome Matt back, the co-host. Matt, how's it going?
Yeah, no, all good, mate. Yes, I think we're both gonna be a bit rusty tonight, but no, it's good to be back. Happy New Year to everyone, and no, it's good to speak about Spurs because at the moment it's going well, and I think we're back falling in love with the team again. So yeah, yeah. Well, last time I think we spoke, we had a certain Italian man in charge, but that's enough of that.
That's it, Matt. As I said, guys, we ain't we stopped doing streaming for a while. We come away from it, obviously. Things, busy lifestyles and things like that. So we took a break from it. And as Matt said there, we had Antonio Conte in charge. It went sour. Actually, everyone was looking forward when Antonio come in. It was, yes, we've got the manager of what we always wanted. But it didn't turn out, Matt, did it? And that's the last time when we done a stream, it was about Conte ball. Now it's about Ange ball. Matt, big Ange Postecoglou. Not everyone's cup of tea.
No,
we haven't spoke since the season started. We ain't talk about big Ange, and we ain't got our opinions. So, guys, in the comments, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, it'll be great if you can, guys, and just leave the comments in there. Me and Matt will we'll only be on for an hour, guys. We'll talk about past and present. But Matt, just give us your opinion. Let's go back to the summer about Big Ange Postecoglou. Wasn't everyone's cup of tea, but boy, has he got the team. Has he got the fans loving Tottenham Hotspur once again?
yeah. Obviously, it was. There was. I mean, I think it came out of the blue, really, didn't it? I mean, we had sort of Nagelsmann, who was kind of. I'm in an error in whether that was like a legitimate thing. I'm not sure. And then there was that guy from. Who's the Dutch man? Wasn't he? I can't remember his name. Is it Feyenoord he's at, or he's in the Dutch league, isn't he? He's done quite well.
Yeah,
with, I can't remember his name
now. Yeah,
but we were really close to getting
Snut. Was it Snot? Snut. What was
Slot,
his name?
Arnie Slot. That's it.
Arnie Slot. Yeah.
Yeah, we were close to getting him, and yeah, and then kind of all the few talks happened. Obviously, with Scott Munn coming in, he obviously worked the same agency as Big Ange, which is Base. Yeah. So I mean, that was when you kind of put two and two together. It's like give him an interview and see what he's about. And I'll be honest, when I first kind of heard about it, I was like, I know he's the Celtic manager. I know he's done a good job. I can't say I've watched loads of them, but bits I've seen of Celtic, they do play some good stuff. But it's hard to, you don't want to get excited because you think, oh, it's just the Scottish League, isn't it? There's only really two good teams, really. But yeah, I mean, as soon as I took my, hat off of, oh, he's not a top coach because he's not, like a Mourinho or a Conte, and just accepted it and didn't just judge him from, just being Australian or his name. But when you do the research, you watched, his videos on his team talks and what every other team and players have spoke about him, you did get a bit more excited and you thought, okay, well, at least we're going to be, trying to get on the front foot again and playing, exciting football. And that was the thing for me that I just wanted to see back. I wanted to enjoy watching the games again because it got to a point last year where it was just awful to watch. You'd just be on your phone or, you'd be doing other stuff, while the game's on. But I have to say he's done a brilliant job. I love the way he speaks. I mean, every rival fan pretty much loves him as well. So, I genuinely think he's done an unbelievable job, and there's just hope the club properly back. But that, like you say, it doesn't mean we're not going to be spending 50, 60 million. I think it's going to be buying people that he wants, and you've already seen with, players like Vicario and, players who we just didn't really hear of, they come and hit the ground running, and they've really slotted in well, and there's a good team there at the moment, and there's not one player I don't, dislike in terms of the new ones.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. Let's say good evening to Outturn Beats, Adam. How's it going, bro?
Is Adam, mate?
We got Ange Ball, loving it, absolutely, and we got Magic Madison. Evening, pal. Hi, guys. Is this live? Yeah, it's live, guys. It's live now. Cole Simpson, thanks for coming back in. Cole, hell yeah, gents. It's been so long. So funny today. Was wondering about where you've gone. Yeah. I said, Cole, we've been away for a while. But it's good to be back. And what's the point, FC? Hello, Motto. How's it going, pal? Thanks for coming in. Tim Man 007, thanks for coming in, pal. Evening, guys. Good to see you back.
We're still all here. Bloody hell. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
Long time no see, gents. Yeah, long time no see. Thanks for coming in. Actually, have you gone under a different name? This one here. I'm glad you guys were just released. Yeah, we've just been released. We're going back in. But Matt, I said this the season because obviously, guys, if you're in the chat, you wonder why we're going back to how we think, because we haven't done a stream since Big Ange's come. So we're just getting everyone's thoughts, and let us know in the chat, guys, what your thoughts of the season so far with Big Ange coming into the team, into the club. Has he changed? What's he changed at the club? And he's got the fans back on side again. We're not worrying about the owners of the club anymore at the minute. We just love watching his football at the minute. And as I said, Matt, let's just quickly just go on. Big Ange, as I said, it wasn't my cup of tea. I wasn't my first choice. When everyone was talking about Nagelsmann, such and such, and so didn't materialise. Then all of a sudden, out of the blue, boom, here we go. Ange Postecoglou, and I thought Celtic, Scottish football. But what I was hearing, because I've got a couple of Celtic mates here, and they said you'll love him. You're absolutely loving it. This guy will change, and he absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on. He's changed. He's just changed the. I think he's gone back. He's not changed, Matt. He's gone back to the way we used to play under Poch, the free-flowing football.
I think it could be better, or it could be.
Yeah, I think it could be, and I think it is actually. I just think he's got one way, and that's it. One way to play, and that's it with Ange. It was funny how he said, "What are you going to do against Manchester City?" And he said, "I only know one way of football. One brand is to attack, and that's it." And it's a breath of fresh air for this football club. So we're so suffered under Conte and Mourinho. We shouldn't have done. We should have won trophies. These guys have won trophies everywhere they've gone. And is it they got let down by the owners? Who knows? Are they washed up, as people say? It's everyone else's opinion. But I just like how we bring in Vicario, Matt. Everyone thought, Jesus Christ, who's this guy? We should have got Raya from Brentford. This guy here, hold my hands up. I was one of them. I was saying, wow, someone's got it right here. Someone's absolutely got it spot on the money with Vicario. One of the best keepers in the Premier League, maybe in Europe at the minute. Unbelievable. He's an unbelievable keeper. And just for getting him for £15 million, unbelievable. It's I tell you now, we everyone jumped on Paratici and things like that, and he's a con man and all this and all this blah blah blah. Fair play to the guy. He looks like he's been behind these deals in Italy, bringing in Bentancur, bringing in Kulusevski, bringing in Romero, now bringing in Vicario. Looks like we're going to bring this guy in from Genoa. We'll talk about that, Matt. Yeah. But yet again, Matt, we bring in James Maddison, absolutely sensational. Mickey van der Ven. Before the Chelsea game, Matt, we were flying. If if we didn't get the sending offs and the injuries against Chelsea, I think we'll have run away with that game. And who knows where we'll have been at this stage, Matt.
I think we would have been top. I'll be on it. I think with that full side, I think we'd be quite ahead.
Absolutely.
Because we won't be stopped, we've still been going with half a team. So
absolutely. What's the point? FC say Ange has been great turning shit into roses, but I can't see him being backed enough to help him win a title. We will see. We will see what's the point. FC. Timo Werner is an interesting signing. If Ange can put his arm around his shoulder and make this guy feel at home, who knows? We will come on to Timo Werner. What's the point? We will come on to Timo Werner because it's very interesting. Because there's a lot of people who slagging this sign off, and it'd be interesting to get your point of view in the comments, and we'll definitely get Matt's as well on Timo. Cole says Big Ange is the man, a breath of fresh air, and like Matt said, I am not sitting there bored and going into every game knowing we will score and chances will win. My love have gone now. My love had gone. Now it's back. Tim Man 007 Matt says season has been great so far, playing great football and togetherness with the club. Very unlucky with injuries. To be honest, we will see this window if the owners share the same ambition as Ange. And what's the point? Goes on to say, Matt, I prefer loan signings now and then get our main targets in the summer. Yeah, we'll crack on with transfers in a minute. I think we should wait for Tilliabo in the summer instead of. How do you pronounce that one, Matt?
It's just I think it's Draguzin.
Draguzin. Here we go. Matt's better with his pronunciations on these names. Werner was producing hazard type levels for 4 or 5 seasons, and if Ange can find that combination to lock his holding him back, it'll be in for a treat. He's only 27, guys. Is it 27, Matt? Something like that.
27, yeah.
I mean, unbelievable stuff. And Cole, you can clip it right now. Ange will help Timo and will score over 10 goals this season. I will not be surprised. Cole. As I said, guys, if you just joined the chat, guys, thanks for joining back in to this first show back after so long for being out. Me and Matt were grateful with everyone still coming on and showing us support. So if you ain't subscribed, guys, subscribe to the channel, guys, and help us along the way. And he goes on about means son in Romanian. Oh, right. Okay. All right. Okay. Didn't know that. So, Matt, as I pointed out a few names there, Vicario, Madison, Van der Ven. Who's been the standout so far, Matt, for you?
It's a tricky one. I mean, Madison was, until he got injured, obviously he was absolutely. I'd known he's a good player, but I didn't know he was that good in terms of the quality he was showing, the way he was, dropping into midfield like Kane used to, didn't he? Pick the ball up on the half turn, he gets us up the pitch, and we haven't even seen half of it. We haven't seen him score a free kick yet. We haven't seen him score, his long range goal. There's more to come, definitely. Vicario's been sensational. A breath of fresh air in goal. I mean, night and day between him and Lloris in terms of even, I respect Hugo for what he's done at the club and, for his service, but Vicario's better in the air. I feel more comfortable with him. Even when we can see the corner, he just comes and gets it, doesn't he? He's more brave. He's better. He's much better with the ball at his feet. The way he just pings it out from the back, he makes it look easy, really. I mean, the two fullbacks, Udogie and Pedro Porro, I mean, it's been unbelievable. It's different to Walker and Rose, but it's not far off that level of how good them two could be. Yeah. It's such a tough one.
And forgetting Mike, I forgot about Dodgy. I think he's been sensational.
Oh, he's been unbelievable. I genuinely
Um,
think he's
and
one of
I'll give a little shout out to Brendan Johnson as well. People been banging on about this guy. He's a waste of money and things like
bit
that. Yes,
harsh.
I say he doesn't ask to be bought for £50 million or whatever how much we bought him for. No player asks for a price tag, and it's massive to come into a football club where we just sold the club's probably best striker we've had since I've been supporting Tottenham. I mean, he's up there. He's probably I think he's probably surplus Jimmy Greaves and things like that, and Harry Kane. So he had big weights on his shoulders to come in, big boots to fill. Okay, I'm not saying he's the one we picked him to come in to replace Harry Kane, but I think he's had unfair criticism, if you want to say that, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't. I mean, you got to think he didn't have the easiest time. He kind of came in for the game against Arsenal, didn't he? And then he got injured and he was out for a couple of weeks. He was playing on the left, which is not his natural side. Then he was playing on the right. So he's been chopped and changed. And I against Burnley the other night, I thought he was probably our best attacker in terms of out of the three of them. And he had he had that lovely curling shot when he cut in and had a bit more confidence. It was a good save from the Burnley keeper. There's a player in there. There's a good touch in there. It's just confidence. He needs a goal soon. He was unlucky not to get it against Newcastle when he hit the inside of the post and the bar, wasn't it, or something like that. There's a player there. I mean, still in terms of your question, who's been the best player? I'm going to go with one of the four. I think I'm going to go with your Dodgy. I just think we don't have another left back like him who can invert, and even the way he gets up the pitch, he comes into midfield. I mean, special shout out to Pedro Porro as well. I mean, what difference we've seen from him. I mean, what a right back he is, by the way.
And back end of Conte's days, mate, everyone was putting this guy out. He was washed. It's gone. I mean,
it just shows you what a bit of coaching does. An actual coach who's coming in and he's actually working with players and not kind of moaning all the time. He's just kind of getting on with it. No mixed messages. He'll tell you if you're going to be in his squad, and he'll tell someone if you're not in his plans, like Dyer, that he's not honest in a press conference. They asked him the other day. They went, "So if Ben Davies injured, do you need Eric?" Something like, "Do you need Eric Dyer, or do you still want to transfer Eric Dyer?" And he literally came out with one word and said yes. Basically, get rid of him. He's not part of the team anymore, and he can't play this high line with his pace, unfortunately.
As I said, Matt, it's a breath of fresh air. Yeah, with Big Ange.
It's just honest, mate. You don't get any riddles. Even when we had Poch, you sometimes had those stupid riddles he'd do in like press.
And he's doing it at Chelsea at the minute. He's doing. Yeah. I see it doing it. He's doing the same as what he done at Tottenham at Chelsea in a minute. So we've got some couple of comments there, Matt. Tim Mandela 7 say Fakari has been outstanding. Absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt, he's been one of our. Without him, we've lost a few of these games this year. He really has kept us into a few of these games. What's the point? FC says our wingers are average in regards to end product, but I can't fault Kulu's work rate. As I said, what's the point? It's early days yet with Brendan Johnson. I can see where you're coming from. Yeah, it's not where we want to be with these wingers at the minute. But let's give him time. We know what Kulu can do, and since Kulu's come into the 10, since replacing Madison at the minute, since he's been in, I think he's I think at his better position. Me personally, and I think Brendan Johnson. I think he's had some real good games. I think he's fatigued and his levels of fitness
lets him down. Game, isn't he? Pretty much.
Because apparently that's what happened at Forest. We got told that it happened at Forest and it happens in training. So it has been questioned. But
that's the thing you got to think about as well. I know we're getting a lot of injuries this season, but a lot of these players aren't used to playing at this intensity or the way they've got the ball and how high they are in the line. They're used to sitting back and kind of playing boring, negative football. So there are going to be injuries, and it's I'm not saying it's a free hit this season, but it's his first season, and you wait till next season when they're all used to it and we get more players in. We'll be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't believe how quick they've all got it. I thought it would take at least a season or half a season to even get to like get it into their minds. But maybe they've just been so sick and tired of the negative football. They're just this guy's like a breath of fresh air for him.
And that's a good thing. Everyone in the comments as well. How far do you think we can go this season? We get everyone back fit. It's scary. We're adding Timo Werner to this now. We'll go on to Timo because I'll say my opinion on Timo, and so will Matt. It looks like we're getting this defender from Genoa from Italian league, and plus we got the likes of Mickey Van der Ven coming back. We got Romero coming back. We got Bazuma and Sarr to come back. Maddison to come back. Obviously Bentancur is getting up to speed now. To what when everyone's fit? If we say February time when everyone's fit, raring to go, where can his team go? Just let us know in the comments, guys. Let us know in the comments there. And he goes on to say Johnson needs to be toughened up. He's very poor under pressure. He says Tim Mandover says that Johnson will come good and just needs time. Absolutely. Should not be giving up on him. What's the point? Says not going to win a title with Johnson and Kulu. There'll be decent bench players for me. This is all we got in a minute. What's the point? You know what I mean? So, yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Not ideal. But we got Paul, he's back in the house. Look. Oi, good to see you back, lads. Come on, you Spurs. My standout signings have been Vicario and Destiny since the injuries to Maddison and Van der Ven. Overall, all the team have played better under Ange. Paul, thanks for sticking with us, mate. Paul. Thanks for coming back in. Absolutely fantastic guy. Paul is. Darcy Cloud 92. Wow, he's back in the house as well. I think the coach has made all the signings great compared to past. This is what we'll talk about a tiny bit as well, Matt. About is it who signs is it and all that. And Tim Mandaro 7 said, do you think if we can stay within 6 points from the top by February, we are title contenders? Considering we will have Maddison, Van der Ven, Romero, Son, and Sarr back, barring no more injuries. What's the point? Says our Oompa Loompas farts brown. Oh dear, Jesus Christ. Darcy says, I think Spurs can definitely finish fourth with Maddison and Bentancur back. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. We've read that one. No one else should be above them besides City, Liverpool and Arsenal with their current players and coaches. Matt, this one here, I've got about Son as well. Son coming back as well.
Yeah, of course.
So, come back to this one here, Matt, quickly. I said before we get on with other stuff we want to talk about. If we can stay in 6 points, he's saying, Matt, by February, with all these players coming back, barring no more injuries, are we title contenders?
If you're there and thereabouts, and you can stay in there, and then you get the other players back, then you can be, yes. But I mean, for us to even get fourth this season or even third, I think we can get into the top three. I think would be an unbelievable first ever season. We were tipped for relegation at the beginning of the season under Ange. Everyone was like, "Oh, who's this bloke coming in? Spurs are a shambles." I mean, I suppose what will be. But if we can stay there and thereabouts, and if Aston Villa are title contenders, then we are.
Yeah, absolutely. I've said it all along. It's frightening to say once all these players are back, plus what we're adding to it. If everyone stays fit, and then we have no more injuries. I mean, we can't say that. It's easy to say that.
Like you say, with two, possibly maybe three additions, add that plus them coming. I mean, you just never know, mate. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. With the way Arsenal going at the minute, they're on a really
they
bad
are
run.
shocking.
What's going on there at the minute?
I haven't been impressed with them all season. I said this to people. I said they're playing like Spurs last year. They're just about getting over the line, playing ugly, and we got found out in the end. Eventually, the cracks show.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and Liverpool, can he get through this patch without Salah and some of the other players have gone away on their international duties?
Fair
And
play to them tonight. Fair play to Liverpool tonight.
Yeah,
They played their case in that first half, and they should have been really put out of sight, but they didn't. And Klopp made a few changes because he's a better coach than Arteta is, tactically, and he's outdone him, and they've got through. And Liverpool will be up there definitely. They've got too good of a front line not to,
And you got City.
City are coming back, mate, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
De Bruyne came back today, so
they got De Bruyne.
They've got everyone back. I think Haaland's on his way. I don't think he played today, but he's on his way. And they got Alvarez. It's not.
Yeah, absolutely. So, do you think? I think we can be up there, Matt, without a shadow of doubt. I can see where Tim and 007's coming from. I think we can be up there without a shadow of doubt. Title contenders. Let's see where we are. Let's see where we are come February. We've got some real tough games coming up. Starting with United away on next Sunday, which that's a test of characters. I mean, we've got Mickey van der Ben back. Let's see if we can get this guy through the door early this week. See if we can slot in with Mickey van der Ben if he gets enough training. And let's see where we go, because obviously we've got no Son at the minute. Bentancur looks a bit shaky still. He doesn't like going into tackles at the minute, obviously, because he's just come back from an injury. So to me, we just need I think need a couple more bodies through the door, me personally, just to have cover.
100%, mate. Yeah. I think if we can get two to three signings, I think, I'll be relatively happy with that, because I mean, I haven't seen anyone else buy anyone yet. I mean, in terms of the top teams, no one's doing it. We're the first, we haven't announced Werner yet, but he's on his way.
Yeah, well, Timo Werner, Matt, we'll come up with in a minute. Let's just go back, Matt, post-match reaction, Matt, the Burnley game on Friday. We made hard work of it, Matt, obviously, with all the changes he does, but still, we still had a bit of attack and threat, just that final third, Matt.
It was just sloppy, weren't we? We didn't take our chance. Richarlison had 2 1-on-1s, fluffed them both wide. It was. I never thought it was going to be an easy game. Burnley have come into a bit of form the last month. They seem to be getting used to the sort of the Premier League. They really struggled at the start, and obviously we played them and smashed them pretty easily at Turf Moor. But look, at the end of the day, you just got to get over the line in these cup ties. And, probably last year and the season before, we go on to lose that game rather than go on to win. I mean, watching the game, it wasn't brilliant. But we had loads of chances. And if you look at the stats, we had about 8 shots on target, 60-something% of the ball to there, whatever it was. So overall, we deserved the win in the end. And we just got to hope for a another home draw would be nice, wouldn't it? But we'll see. It wasn't brilliant, but at the end of the day, you just in cup competitions, you just got to get through, mate.
Absolutely, we got over the line.
And we looked tired. We looked a bit tired, and
I
was like, oh, don't be 0-0. I don't.
The legs got a bit jangly.
We got a week off now, recharge for United, and we go again.
And it was a cracking goal from Pedro.
It was a beauty, mate.
Yeah, remind me of Stephen Carr against United.
It was. Well, it was quite. Like Trent Alexander-Arnold, the way he hits the ball. He's not far off that sort of. His crossing's good. He's good with the ball. He's probably better at defending than Trent, to be honest. I think he's improved. But he can hit the ball like him as well, and it's nice to have that option. And he can take free kicks, because when he was at Sport in Lisbon, he came from, wasn't it? Yeah, he could score goals like that, dip-in shots and free kicks. So we've got a really good player in our hands, and he's come out of his shell a lot, Pedro Porro, and He really is slowly turning into one of my favourite players. His passion, when he wins a tackle, when they clear a ball, off the line, he's celebrating with the defence like he scored a goal. It's brilliant, mate. It's passion. Got to love it.
Absolutely. And we got Jake back in house. Jake, how's it going, pal?
Hey.
A Liverpool fan.
He'll be
He's
happy
probably
tonight.
he's probably loving it tonight, beating the Arsenal. Yes, boys. How are we? Good to see you back. I think that's what he meant to say because he's another comment now from. It's been a while. Something that hasn't changed though is Arsenal. Yeah, something hasn't changed there. Absolutely. Jake, thanks for coming in, pal. Nice to see you back, supporting us again. What's the point? Said, I'm surprised Ange didn't want Jota. Right now, he's versatile and has good end product, 54 goal and assist combinations in 2 seasons for Celtic. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Dar says, I would like to see Ivan Toney or Solanke signed over Werner. They can score goals in the Premier League. Werner is dodgy. Tim Man 007 says, when all our team are back, who would your midfield be? Mine would be Madison, Bentancur, and Sarr. Bazuma for me needs to do more, and Sarr has been excellent. Yeah, we'll have a little talk about that in a minute. Dar says Charles should be a backup too. So my quick one, Matt, the Burnley reaction. Me personally, I think it was just a really wasn't one of the best games I enjoyed watching, but we got over the line. We got over the line. We played some all right football. It gave some of the fringe players, some of the players who can't get games at minute time. Skip.
No, not good enough, mate.
No, it's not good enough for me. And to me, I think Ben Davies was brilliant again. Whatever you say about Ben Davies.
I mean, both the back two, weren't they? I thought Emerson Royale and him.
Emerson Royale was absolutely immense. It was immense.
Good, wasn't he? Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's improved again. He does a job when you need him. I know he's not everyone's cup of tea, but as cover, mate, he does a good job.
I don't know which other team you can say, Matt, to say that we played a whole back four. Are they all fullbacks? And
I think every other team has got like at least 4 centre backs, haven't they? So for us to bring in, playing a left back and a right back at centre back, Ben Davies obviously plays a free at the back, doesn't he, for Wales? And I've always said Royale could be a centre back because he's quite good at coming in and kind of sweeping up, and he doesn't have. I mean, even I'm never comfortable with him with his ball at the feet. But I thought against Burnley, I thought he looked better on the ball, and he looked like he can pass the ball a bit more. But yeah, no, I mean, big up to him and Davies. I think they've done well. I mean, Ben Davies has been phenomenal the last probably month or however long he's been in for Mickey van der Ven. Real shame he's done his hamstring, to be honest, and hoping it's not a bad one, but we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. So, as said, great to get into the next round. As this is a cup that I think Spurs can win. If we got all our players fit, we take it serious enough, and I think Ange will. I think he's that type of guy. He'll take every game serious. He's going to go out and win every game he goes into.
Fair play to Burnley as well. I mean, they obviously had a bit of a game plan against us from Company other week to try and he tried the tactic, and it kind of worked where he kind of nullified us, but in the end we got through, so that's the main thing.
Absolutely. We've got Paul saying Burnley game was a hard-fought match. We lacked conviction in the final third. We defended well and was quick to break, but no final product until Porridge smashed the winner. Absolutely. And that's all we needed at the end of the day, Paul. 1 goal win games. So that's my thing of... Matt, let's get into some transfers, Matt. Transfer roundup. And this man behind us, Matt, Timo Werner. I said, Matt, I woke up on Saturday. I think it was Saturday. Did we get linked?
Saturday morning, yeah.
There he is here. He looks good in the Spurs shirt. It
Yeah,
looks good. Timo looks good in the Spurs shirt. Let's talk about Timo Werner, Matt. And was it this one? Yeah, Timo. It goes on to say that Timo Werner did not want to return to the Premier League due to how his time at Chelsea. It was Ange Postecoglou who convinced the forwards, though, as he was excellent to play under the Tottenham Hotspur head coach. So it's great that, I mean, even didn't want to come back to Premier League. That's what it says there. But how true are these comments? I don't know. Take it with a pinch of salt. But if it is true that Ange has convinced him, that's what sort of manager we got, Matt. So what sort of player we got in Timo Werner, Matt?
I mean, you got a player who's just he's gonna be able to press. He's gonna be able to run. He's gonna be able to give us an outlet, whether it's through the middle or he can play on the left hand side in place while Son's away. It's an option off the bench when you've got tired. If you're playing a team that have got tired legs, to bring someone like Werner on, or you start him, it's a great asset. And everyone says, we need another attacker. We need another a sort of striker who's going to come in. And Valise is injured. Scarlett's probably still too young, although he looked quite lively against Burnley. It's a good option to have. He's an experienced player. He probably gives our front line a bit of experience, because if you look at our front line, it's reasonably quite young, really. Brennan Johnson, 22. Kulusevski, what is he, 22, 23?
Yeah.
Probably Richarlison's the oldest, 26, I think he is. So, at the end of the day, he's won trophies, played for Leipzig, got over 50 caps for Germany. And he wants to go to the Euro, so he's gonna be well up for it and wanting to get in that Germany side. So, it's a no-brainer. People are gonna banter it or whatever, but there's a good player in there.
This is probably, I think. Sorry, Matt. I think, as you said there, that's a good point. What you said there, I think he has moved and he has done the move as well, because he wants to get back in for the Euros for Germany. Matt, I've seen a lot of criticism for Timo. He hasn't even put the Spurs shirt on yet.
No.
People just going off what he did at Chelsea. Yes, we did banter Chelsea about him and call him Tino Wiener, whatever we want to call him. Yes, everyone does bantering about other players and things like that, and they end up coming back. They end up coming and signing for your club in the end, like what he's done here. But to me, Matt, I think Timo Werner has had some quite strange criticism. Apparently, it's not an Ange signing; it's a Daniel Levy signing. Big Ange don't want him, and the only reason why we got him because it's a loan signing. To me, it's a win-win situation, Matt. Yeah. If it doesn't work out, he goes back, and if it does work out, he does it and does well.
15
million. It's 15 million euros.
I mean, that's
unbelievable.
Nothing these days.
Unbelievable. Matt? It's 27.
27. I mean, if anyone doesn't think he's a perfect Ange player, he likes pace. He likes people who press. He's going to do that all day long. Yeah, he's going to give us an outball on that left-hand side when Son's not there. He can cut in like Son. He only needs to get a bit of confidence and get a few goals. Even if he scored 5 to 10 goals for us, it could help us in the long run, just for this season.
We've got Mark Cousins.
I think it's a sensible deal. And Man United are after him and other teams. So, I think he's a good option to have, definitely.
Absolutely, Mark. Matt. Mark says, big up, lads. Davis gets lumped into the same box as Dyer, although he's always a 7 out of 10. It's steady Ben for me. 6 out of 10.
I don't know if he's in the same box as Dyer. I think
he's more reliable than Dyer. I think he is Mr. Reliable. That's what we call him at Tottenham. And I think he's not your Romero's, he's not your Van der Vens.
And he's not very good in the air, but look at his height. I mean, but he's done a good job for us for about 2 months now with Mickey gone. And he's helped us win points. He's scored some goals. I even think he's got better on the ball. And even when he's transitioned forward, that he's left his runs with his, when he just bursts forward. He's got not a lot of pace, but he's got a good turn of pace when he needs it. I think he's had a really good he's been really good cover, and I think we'll miss him if it's a long-term hamstring injury, because I still think you just need him, just because Mickey, you can't just rush him back. You've got to ease him back in. Hamstrings don't just, you don't want it to go again.
Absolutely, Matt. So big up Mark Cousins. Brilliant to have you back in here, matey. Darth says again, I do like him over Richarlison starting. Mark says winning attitude, which sadly hardly any of our squad have got. I don't agree with that, Mark. I think at the minute, I think Ange is bleeding that through the squad. I think we have got a right mentality in there. It's just the way we start the season. You can just tell straight away. And it's just unfortunately we've had injuries and suspensions. I mean, we've had a real tough time with injuries and suspensions. Okay, we should have a bigger depth to cover for this. But you telling me I go back to City, lose 5 key players, Liverpool lose 5 key players, Arsenal lose 5 key players. They will struggle as well. So it's not just Tottenham. It's not just we should be having a massive depth and all that. Any team will struggle if they lose 5 first teamers. You know what I mean, and I think the attitude's been correct. Before we got them suspensions and them injuries against Chelsea, I thought the attitude was spot on. And even up to now, I think the attitude's been spot. I think they've been fighting, haven't been winning ugly, been picking up points. I mean, getting through to the next round of. I mean, not great, but you can show that the squad are believing what's going on here. I mean, so Dar says, I didn't realise the price was that low for him. Yeah, absolutely. What's the point? FC say it's a loan signing as Ange wants to sign serious players in the summer. That's what I'm saying. It's a win-win situation. Absolutely 100%. We cannot lose. You can't. This team over in the sun. If anyone doubts it, let's see what happens. We're in for centre back Bald from Seville, right centre back to provide competition for Romero. One thing you'll get with Werner is hard work and good character. He'll be no trouble with pace as well, with bundles of pace. I meant experience of winning something. Okay, right. I can see right. Okay, yeah. They're all young age, but they're hungry, Mark. That's what I can say about this team. They're hungry. That's what I've seen. Our forwards are holding onto the ball too long and are having problems trapping and controlling the ball. They need to be better. Yeah, absolutely. I can see where you're coming from there. Robert Lee from Facebook. Thanks for that, Robs. You really think you're in a title race? I'll tell you now, Robs. We'll come February. See where we are in February when we get hopefully all our players back. Couple of new more signings.
We didn't say we are. We said if we get to February and we're 6 points away, why not? If anyone else is in that position, they can be.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. True, I think Spurs have been unfortunate. United and Chelsea are the teams with bad mentality. Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree with that.
And a lot of egos as well in Man
United,
Chelsea's teams.
Richarlison has trouble controlling the ball. Kulu is too predictable. Cutting in on the left at the time. Johnson looks like a deer in the headlights. Reminds me a lot of Bergwijn. Paul says, "Nice to see you lads back." Thanks, Paul. Nice to see you back in here, matey. Rob says Tottenham will maybe just get top 4. You'll be lucky to get top 4. I can guarantee it. I tell you now, Paul, Robs, with our injuries and everything coming back, if we go injury free to the rest of the season, we will guarantee you full. I tell you now, we'll finish above Arsenal. Trust me, we will do absolutely. I think we'll finish in the top 3. And And just going back onto this one quickly, with Charlton has trouble controlling the ball. Kulu's too predictable, Matt.
He can be. I think when he plays on the right, you kind of know, don't let him come inside and cut in. I feel like in the 10, he's not as predictable and he can play his game a bit more naturally. I think it's a bit harsh. I think Kulu's had a good season this year. He's run the most out of any player. I think I read, kilometres wise. He just puts the yards in and everyone thinks he's old. Don't forget, he's only 22, 23. He's still learning the game. I think he's a good player to have. Look, competition and things like that make players play better. So maybe he needs a bit. But at the end of the day, against Burnley, we didn't really. Who else could we play? Because left wing had to be Brendan Johnson, no Son. You're not going to play Brian Hill because I just don't. He's too weak and probably not good enough. And Kulu has to play on the right, and then you played quite a solid midfielder, Benton, Cole, Skip, and who else was it? Whoever it was. But yeah, look, it's the way the team is at the moment, and Kulu's helped us get points, scored some good goals this season.
Important goals as well, Matt.
Yeah. That went, the one against Man City, 2-2. It's a good point. Got us out of our rut, didn't it? So, look, I think people have quite short memories and forget that. I think a bit of patience, and let's see what the starting 11 team will be like when everyone's back.
Absolutely. Paul says, nice to see you back. Paul says, I'm loving the football this season with Big Ange. Just a shame we've been hit with so many injuries. The future looks bright. Absolutely, 100%. My point is that our wingers need to be producing at least 10 goals and 5 assists a season for us to have any chance of winning the league. Tell me any other teams that really, their wingers get that sort of. Me personally, Kulu's 5 goals in 20 games is not good. It's not good, guys. Let's get real. I think Kulu does more for the team than what people's putting out. What people saying at the minute, I think he's getting unfair criticism. Kulu, I like Kulu.
Yeah, I do. I mean, he's a bloody.
Sometimes I had to admit, sometimes it does fade out. He has his games that he does it in turn up for. But Son has them. Son has a lot of them. But no one digs Son out. I mean, there's been a lot of time I've digged Son out, and everyone goes, what are you getting Son's back? And a lot of
how many goals has Martinelli scored this season?
Yeah, exactly. And Saka.
Exactly.
I mean,
supposed to be the best in the league, allegedly.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just think.
But thank you for your comments there. What's the point? Brilliant there tonight, mate. Before we go on, Matt, talk more about Timo. I think Kulu is so important, not just for goals, but for how he sets things up about IDK, about you guys. But I think he's a fine starter. Yeah, I think he's. I really do. I think he is a good player. Kulu, our main striker is not going to get 20 goals a season, so the wingers have to chip in. We don't have Kane, Salah, or Haaland. Well, we are talking about a man. What's the point at the minute? He's on the verge of signing for Tottenham. Probably tomorrow. We're here now. He's in London. He was at the stadium today. I've seen pictures of him at the stadium.
Werner?
Yes, it was on Twitter earlier. I saw them. He tweeted, I think Werner tweeted about he was inside the Spurs stadium. So he's here. So I think the final will get ironed out tomorrow. So he'll become a Tottenham player. Matt, can he be the what's the point on about a main striker? At the minute, it's not going to get us 20 goals. Could he be the main striker for the rest of the season? Can he provide the goals? I'm not going to say he's going to score 20 goals from now to the end of the season, but could he get at least 10, Matt? Could he chip in? And what does he give, Matt? Just and people in the chat as well. What do you think Werner's going to bring? What do you think What do you think he's going to bring to the team?
He can easily get between 5 and 10. Now, that's not including assists. And this is what a lot of people don't realise, is that he gets quite a lot of assists for his teams as well. I think his first season at Chelsea, he got more assists than goals. And everyone forgets he had his first ever Chelsea goal, I think, was against us at the Spurs Stadium. So, look, and unfortunately at Chelsea, he wasn't really... I forgot who the manager was at Chelsea when he was there. But it wasn't...
I think it was Frank Lampard, was it?
Yeah, it wasn't like a proper attacking coach, was it? I mean, Werner's best ever season was under a very similar system and style to how Ange plays under Julian Nagelsmann on that Leipzig side.
And Tuchel. Was he under Tuchel as well?
Yeah, he did, yeah. They ripped us apart in the Champions League when we played them back in the day. And he was instrumental. He scored goals. Look, he can come inside. He can drop a bit deeper to pick the ball up. I think he can hold the ball up better, probably than someone like Richarlison. And he's a lot quicker. And I think he'll be better at finishing. Because naturally he's a striker, you know. But he can also play on that left-hand side. He's playing for a place in the, you know, to get in the Euros. Sometimes that can just push a player even more. And he's got I think he's got unfinished business in the Premier League. Andrew will be saying to him, look, you know, you had a bad spell at Chelsea. You're here now, mate. You'll be loved at this stadium. You're not going to be under as much pressure. Go out there, enjoy it, get me some goals. You know, work hard for the team, and you'll love it. And the players of this team will. There's no egos. They'll invite him in. They'll get him comfortable. It's an opportunity to, you know, even if he doesn't play, you put him on the bench, and to bring someone on like him instead of Brian Hill or, you know, someone who's not.
This is what I'm saying, Matt. You just knocked it on the head there, Matt. You just knocked it right on the head. Everyone's moaning about we ain't got the depth. We've got no one to look for on the bench when the game ain't going well for us. We need someone coming to change the game for us. Yeah. And then we look to this guy behind us here. I mean, bags of experience, Matt. Yeah, we know he's only 27, but he's bags of experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
He scores goals, a lot of assists as well. It's a great option to have off the bench. But I'll be starting this guy once he's up to speed with what Ange wants. This guy. I'll be starting over Richarlison up top without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, I agree.
Dar says, should Son be the main striker, or is he better out on the wing, Matt?
Do you know what? It's different for different games. I think against a low block team who are going to come and sit behind the ball, I think Son's better on the wing.
Yes.
But against a team who plays a high line, because he makes such good runs and he can get in behind, I think he's better up front. But saying that, you could easily... This is the thing, with Werner coming in, you could play him and Son together. You can go, right, Werner, you're going to start in the middle. Son, you're going to play on the left. Johnson on the right. And then all of a sudden, during halfway through the game, Werner might go, right, let's switch Son. You're going to go up front. I'm going to go on the left. Johnson's going to come in or keep wide. There's just more options to have, you know? So it's going to be a lot more unpredictable.
This is what all the fans crying out for. Better options off the bench and things like that. You know what I mean? So when we ain't got the likes of a Richarlison or Brennan Johnson or things like that on the pitch, we're going to have these now on the bench, Matt. I mean, exactly. If they can't get into 11. I mean, so it's good options to have. When everyone's back, mate, we're going to have some really... I would like to be Ange Postecoglou. Let's put it that way when it comes to starting lineups. Mark says he'll bring pace. That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and he'll press. He literally presses all day.
Yeah.
And that's what Ange wants. Anyone who says he's not an Ange player, that's absolutely ridiculous. He's as much an Ange player as Brendan Johnson is.
Yeah.
He likes pace. If no one can see what Ange is trying to do with his front three, it's going to be... I'm not saying it's going to be like Salah, Mane, but he's going to look for eventually that quality of front three.
But when you said there, Matt, you're correct there, Matt. I've heard it, Matt, about it's not an Ange signing and things like this.
I think he has to give the final call. Everyone says he gets the final say.
But people say, it's hard to get your right signings in January. You can't get a proper striker in January, blah, 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 blah. only if you spend ridiculous amount of money. Well, Daniel Levy, yeah, I'm not a big fan of him, right?
No, neither am I.
And let's just put this aside just for a second about the Levy out, Levy in on the fence and all that. He's just gone and got us a Timo Werner, yeah, which I think it's a fantastic option. Just take away his days at Chelsea. Take away his days at Chelsea. Yeah, I think yes, he wasn't great, and we gave him slack. Everyone gave, but everyone deserves a second chance. He wants to come in. He wants to play under Ange. I think this guy's going to explode. I mean, but I will be first to come back and hold my hands up if he doesn't. You know what I mean? But it's a win-win situation. As I said from the start, it's a loan sign until the end of the season. If he does well, we sign him for 15 million euros. If he doesn't, we're sending him back packing to Leipzig. And we got to get a proper striker in the summer. You know what I mean? So to me, I think it's a stopgap to see how he does. Robert says pretty good movement, strong on the ball, that can bring players in who can move off him, but don't think he will score more than 10 goals. Well, thanks for your opinion there, Bob. Let's see how he goes, Rob's, about that. Dar says, I think he's great to rotate in, come off the bench. Not a great number one choice, but maybe you guys are right, and that was just Chelsea's fault. Look, we can sit there and say, look what happened to Salah. Look what happened to De Bruyne at Chelsea. History says it all, isn't it? You know what I mean? They've gone on to win everything elsewhere. Yeah. Maybe Timo Werner slips into this. Maybe Timo Werner is one of these. Didn't do well at Chelsea, got a bit mistreated at Chelsea. And maybe he's going to go on and hopefully, fingers crossed, he's going to do it at Tottenham.
Look at someone like Dominic Solanke. Didn't do well at Chelsea. Well, did well at Chelsea reserve. Then he had a big move to Liverpool. He flopped, didn't he? And he couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
Smashing it at Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Sometimes a player just doesn't suit a certain club, and sometimes they just need a. I just think it's a good option to have. Everyone complains we don't have depth, and then when we go and get someone who people have heard of, and people go, "Oh, this guy was good. He still could be." He's fighting for a place to get in the German side. I'm pretty sure he's going to come in pretty fired up.
Yeah, absolutely, Matty. Michael says, "Hey Simon, how's it going, Michael? I hope you're okay." Paul says Timo is good at holding the ball up and laying the ball off. I think he will link up with Son well, and Timo is good in the air and make himself busy around the box. Ange will get the best out of him. I think him and Maddison, that's going to be interesting.
That's the thing. You got Maddison coming back with through balls to Werner, Son, Brennan Johnson. This is the thing. And like you said about Brennan Johnson, everyone's saying he's had a bad time, but he's literally had to play with the kind of second string players. He hasn't had really a proper go with Maddison and Van der Ven, and we haven't had a settled team while he's been in there. It's been so chop and change the whole season.
But we could get Van der Ven and Romero fit for the rest of the season with both our fullbacks fit as well. Boy. Michael says you can have Haaland. He's shit.
I'm not sure he's a good player, but
So me personally, Matt, I think it's a massive thumbs up on Timo Werner. But everyone's entitled to opinion, which I mean that's their opinion.
Yeah.
But to say it's not a big Ange signing, we'll never know. I mean, no one knows, Matt. No one knows. I mean, it's a Daniel Levy sign. But what I can say, it's a win-win situation. It's not a gamble or nothing.
It's an attacker. Everyone wanted an attacker. I've heard of him. He's not an unknown player.
Yeah, exactly. And someone said that the other day as well. It's brilliant. You don't have to go on Google and type his name in to see how good he is. You know how good Timo Werner. On his day, he is a top player.
Oh, he can rip defenses apart. And even if he doesn't score, he's going to take players away towards him, and it will open up spaces for your Brennan Johnsons and your Sons and your Richarlisons to get in.
Yeah.
It's going to give us freedom in attack. We're not going to be as predictable.
Absolutely, Matt. Then we've gone about centre backs, Matt, which we was promised that 31st of December we was in for this guy here. You can pronounce his name, Matt, if you want to try again.
Dragusin.
From Genoa. Is it Genoa?
Genoa.
Genoa from Italy. So this guy has been linked since late December, and we got told that they want someone in from the first week of January.
Yeah.
First week of January's gone, and we're still biting, trying to fiddle around with just pay the fee. This is the other side of Daniel Levy. Yeah. I really get talked off about, but is it true what you hear on Twitter? I mean,
you just never know.
How far can you read into it? And I mean, my boys here, Ashton, how's it going, Ashton? Hi, Dad, how's it going, Ash? He was good today. Blackpool at Forest, we loved it. Absolutely fantastic today. It was absolutely fantastic. Yeah. The atmosphere was electric. Mark says, I'm in the wait and see camp. If he's awful, send him back. No loss. Absolutely, Mark. That's what me and Matt's saying. It's a win-win situation. Yeah. If he's awful, send him back. If he's gone on and scored 10 plus goals and assists, let's sign him up. Let's see how he is. So, what one more here, Matt? My cousin Mike. How's it going, pal? Hello, boys. Welcome back. And trust me when I say your manager will play Werner properly. Yeah, let's hope so, Matt. Let's hope we get the real Thomas Werner back. I hope you're well, Matt. Michael, mate. So, Matt, this guy, I don't know. I'm not going to pronounce his name. I can't pronounce his name, but we was promised. We were here. We ain't heard, Matt. Now we're hearing this one. No, that one. This one here. Want to close a deal in the early days of the forthcoming week. Now we've heard this. Last week. Now we're going into the second week.
Yeah.
What's happening, Matt?
Well, there's probably a bit of negotiating going on. Obviously, Napoli are in for him, and then they've been obviously speaking to him, and then I think they've given up already. So it's whether Genoa. I think we've offered the best deal, but it's not what they want allegedly. But like you say, you just don't know. Just because it says it on Twitter and all these journalists, think they're all right. But who knows what's going on? Maybe this Werner thing came out of the blue because no one reported about Werner. It literally I loved it. It came out of the blue. No one saw it coming.
Yeah,
and I like it like that. Maybe the club aren't leaking much about it. Maybe they're just trying to keep it under wraps. I don't know. But yeah, the Werner thing. There was not even a rumor about it, mate. He was going to Man United. So. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe it's just a negotiating tactic. I don't know, but they got. We could get, if we could sort out a deal by tomorrow, he could still come in and train and be at least be in the squad against Man United or on the bench. If not, I suppose it is what it is. But I think we'll get him because we need a centre back, and it looks like Dyer's he will be on his way out. How he's going to Bayern Munich, I'm not sure. But
me personally, Matt, as you said, we need to stop this dilly-daddling about pay the fee. But on the other hand, as you said, Matt, this deal, they can be so confident in the background that they're not. It doesn't seem like they're worried, Matt. It doesn't seem like. I think Napoli is now. I think Napoli bring into the equation just to.
I think that was a tactic negotiation. Yeah, tactic negotiation.
Ramp up the price and ramp up the transfer.
Probably the agents thought if I drum up a bit of talk that Napoli are in, tell this journalist, and then it will cause Spurs to act, or because obviously I think Spurs were confident to get him, then Napoli happened, and then they're kind of going. But they've always maintained that they're confident of getting him, and remain. Who knows? It could be payment structure. It could be, what bonuses he could. I honestly don't know. Is there a sell-on clause? I mean, there's so much stuff that could be included, isn't there? And apparently he's got his own image rights or something. So I don't know what that.
Oh, not another.
Yeah, I know, another Dybala.
And do you know what? Like,
that can be
just on
complicated.
Quickly on Dybala. People say they'd rather have Dybala over him. I think Dybala's washed up now. I think Dybala's that boat sailed 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
I don't know if he's an Ange player. I don't know if he'd suit it.
And
as
plus,
much
he's an
like
injury prone. He's too injury prone for me. Welcome back, Paul.
Get him through the door. That's what. What's the weather like? Hey, have fun, isn't it?
Bloody hell! It's the ghost from Christmas past.
I remembered. What's the weather like?
Hey, how's it going, Paul? The other Paul says Levy will always penny pinch, but if he pulls it off, fair play to him. But he's still. Paul. Listen, as I said, my feelings for him haven't changed. Because he's bringing Ange in, because he's bringing a few players. My thought ain't changed. I've always said we still need to be sold.
The thing I like about when we're after a transfer now is if we think it's dragging on too long, there's other targets anyway. Whereas when you had Conte and Mourinho, it was one target. They never had a second or a third. So through Conte, it was Bastoni or no one, even though Kim Min-jae and other players were available, who were just as good or could have done a job other than Dyer. So I always think the club have another few options just in case. Who knows? It could be that we could have offered the 30 million and they go, hang on a minute, Spurs are desperate for a centre-back. Let's try and chuck on another 5 and take the piss a little bit. Because Levy would do the same.
Absolutely.
So who knows what the hell's going on? I think you just got to try and be a bit patient. But I haven't seen anyone else sign anyone in terms of in the top 6. Have you?
No,
I haven't even heard anything.
And there is Arsenal desperately need a striker. I mean, they're finding. I mean,
I don't think they can. I don't. I think they're in close to financial fair play.
Same as Chelsea, because that's what they need to sell. And obviously with Conor Gallagher being linked with us. Is he a player, Matt? Paul says if we sign this guy, they drag us in. He will drag us into a top. Good one, Paul. Good one. You haven't lost your, your charisma, Paul. With Conor Gallagher, Matt. Interesting one. That was another one coming from DiMarzio. He broke it in the morning last week, saying apparently advanced notifications. It sounds like it was absolute bullshit, to me.
Yeah, well, I think with Reece James injured, he's Chelsea's captain, isn't he? I mean, they're not going to sell their captain. It could be something we could look at in the summer, because I think they're going to have to sell to. Is it
someone you'll have had this winter, Matt?
Oh, I wouldn't turn him down. He's a pressing machine, and he's probably been one of Chelsea's best players. I think he's been better than Enzo Fernandez and a few of their other midfielders. I think he's got a heartbeat into their team. Speaking to Chelsea fans, he's a bit of an unsung hero, but yeah, he's a good player and he'd fit Ange's system perfectly. I'd rather have him than Skip, mate. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, absolutely. And Matt, just to round it off, Matt, we could end up after all this talk with this the centre back from Genoa there and Geneva, what they called. We could end up with this guy here. Really?
Look, again, I've watched him a couple of times. He wouldn't be a terrible option. That's what I'll say. My one problem with him is he is quite injury prone. Hamstring problems, tight, it's just stuff like that. If it was me, I'd rather get Dragusin in. And then if you can get Kelly in the summer on a free, then I don't think that's a no-brainer for me.
Apparently, Milan, Juventus and Stuttgart.
But he's only just come back fit. So I think I heard the club were a bit put off because of his injury history. So I think we'll get Dragusin. I think it will be done. I just think it's a bit of few more like I say, but I think everyone just thinks you chuck money at it, and in a way. But then there's contracts to sign. There's
as I said,
agent
Matt,
fees. There's the club wants certain things like other clauses inserted into it. Like the selling club can be difficult, and they might be. You got to remember in the other leagues, they're all still screwed up by COVID. They're nowhere near as rich as the Premier League.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was one article on here tonight, Matt. I'm trying to look for on Twitter. Was we apparently with this young Argentine.
Yeah, I read that. I'm not sure if I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know.
Well, I'm trying to look for it.
Like a bit of a Papa Matasar deal, isn't it? Where you kind of get him and then loan him back out.
Loan him back out, but it would become 2 hours at the end of the season.
Who knows? Who knows, mate?
You know, but I can't find it. But that's another one.
I read it earlier, but I didn't. I can't remember the source. It wasn't like a typical. I wouldn't say not reliable one, but not what you know what I mean.
Yeah. So how about that, Matt? According to Madrid Extra on Twitter, here, breaking Madrid and Mbappe have reached an agreement.
Wow. Well, he'll go on a free, won't he? Is it next year?
Well, it will go on a free.
I'll tell you what, mate. There'll be a scary side with him there. Their attack is ridiculous with him.
Yeah, with Benjamin and I can.
They got Rodrigo, Mbappe, and Vinny Jr.
Vinicius Jr. So yeah, Matt. Yeah, this is the one, Matt. It's not in English. Can anyone confirm this? Yeah, someone's asked as well. Can they confirm it's not in English either? So apparently, in the last couple of minutes, Spurs have made a £26.6 million Euro bid for Draggles and whatever his name is. Could that be Spurs' final offer? Who knows? Let's see. Before we go out, Matt, we've got Michael says, leave Connor alone, please. Plus, apparently, according to him, he's going to sign a new contract. I hope he stays. I'm very positive he will stay. Maybe he will stay, Matt. Maybe Mike has said, we're not desperate for Conor Gallagher. I'm not saying that he's not a bad player. I think he is quite a good player. I wouldn't mind having him, but I don't think we're desperate once we get everyone back. Does Conor start over a Bazuma, Sarr, Madison, Bentancur? But having good depth, Matt, that's probably what it is as well. Tim Man 007 says, selling clubs are always difficult with us because of Levy and know his reputation. Clubs don't like doing business with us, which is why he... Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. I think you are true what you say there, Matt, in it quickly on this last one, Matt. It's true that he doesn't help himself, does he?
No. But I'm sure there's other chairmen. I'm pretty sure there's loads of chairmen that do it now. There's Man United are always try and get a deal a bit under, and there'll be other clubs that will do it because I think because of the financial fair play, you just got to be careful you don't go into that spending over. I don't think, like I said, I don't think Arsenal can buy anyone because they spent nearly 70 million on Havertz.
That's what I'm saying. So Fabrizio just broke it down on Twitter saying that Arteta has said it's very unlikely Arsenal will bring in a striker this January. Which, if they don't, Matt, if they continue this form, could we see Arteta being there at the end of the season? We don't know. We don't know. Already fans on Twitter there. I see Arteta out.
Great. Maybe can't wait to watch AFTV tonight.
Oh dear. So, as said, guys, that's it for us. We just wanted to come back in to say hello to everyone, and that's it. And then we won't see no one again. That was just a one-off. And
See you next year.
Paul, sorry, Paul. Yeah, so if me and Matt, we can keep doing it regular. We'll still put up. We'll still put saying at least once a week or whenever Matt's free or when I'm free. And we'll keep you up to date, and we'll come in and speak about in depth on some of these players. And everyone's got a lot of opinions about these players, Matt, and it's good. It's good. I mean, it's good. But when the criticism, what I'm hearing about Timo Werner, that was like,
I think just a lot of people are just not. I wouldn't say following the crowd, but they've just looked at his old. It's just always negative, isn't it? Even when we do something where it's not really a Spurs deal, a 6-month loan, this for me would be like a typical Man United sign when they go and get someone like Cavani. I bet even if we signed Cavani back in the day, people would still moan.
Yeah.
They go, well, he's old now. He's not as good as he used to be.
If Daniel Levy went out and listened to the crowd and gone and signed Ramirez from finals and flopped completely, what are you going to say? This is what I'm saying. It's not all about spending 60, 70, 100 million.
Look at Mickey Van der Ven. By it, hasn't he? He bought in Dombele. Look how that worked out.
Yeah.
He spent what? Let's say nearly 60 million on Richarlison. Hasn't quite worked out. Maybe it's coming a bit better. But you're probably thinking if you're him, I can't just keep chucking 70 million, can I? It's not working.
And look at the Vicario. He's got that spot on, which I thought. I mean, look at Mickey Van der Ven. I didn't hear of him. I didn't know him.
I'd heard of it. I heard bits, and I knew he was quick. I didn't think he'd be as good as he has been.
Absolutely amazing. You know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. These players only cost 30 odd million, Matt. You know what I mean? So you don't have to spend massive amount of money. So Michael on the last one here, he says he played brilliant for Chelsea. Timo Werner, he was shy in front of goal, and 15.5 million, that's a bargain in my opinion. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. So everyone, thanks for everyone tuning in tonight. We will make it regular again. I'm just getting used to how to do things again. Being away for so long, how to edit and things. I deleted everything off my phone, laptop, and all that. So I've got to try and get all that back.
I hope they have my laptop as well, guys. Sorry about the camera tonight, but my Twitter's bloody. I don't know. Something's happened. It's been suspended at the moment, so God knows.
Oh dear. That's why Matt was late in the thing, because that's why I had to put it back 10 minutes. But as I said, it was great to see some old faces back in the comments and staying loyal to us. As I said, guys, keep comments coming, guys. We'll get back to your comments one way or the other, and Matt, we'll just we'll go again.
Mate.
It's not worth just keep doing these sort of shows just for the sake of it. It's not even worth it. You know what I mean, we've got something to talk about.
I think we can do a weekly show, definitely.
Yeah,
where we
exactly.
Can
at least once a week, we can have something to talk about.
Yeah.
At the minute, it will be. We've got United coming up on Sunday. Obviously, then we've got the transfer window keep going on. We'll bring these stories to you, and we'll have other things to talk about as well. So it is a good night from me, a good night from Matt. And as I said, guys, we will see you again, hopefully during the week. We will let everyone know. So say good night, God bless, guys. And as I said, Big Ange, we trust Big Ange with this football team. And let's hope we have a good end to the season with our injuries back. And let's hope we have a good transfer window. We'll keep you posted, guys. Good night. God bless. From me and from Matt.
Good night, guys. Welcome back.
We'll see you soon.